Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and The Boys is probably the best show you're not watching on television right now. And I say that because it's on Amazon Prime, and not a lot of people out there use Amazon Prime for anything. You're probably thinking to yourself, wait, what? Amazon has a streaming service? Like, what do they got over there? Well, that's the thing. They've been trying to build out their lineup for a long time. They've been very much trying to get a hit. Jeff Bezos has said publicly he wants a Game of Thrones. He wants his own Game of Thrones, which is one of the reasons why he dropped a cool 250 mil negotiating with the Tolkien estate to do a 5-season Lord of the Rings show set in the Second Age. And I've talked about that before in this channel. You probably already heard about that one too. But there's another show that if you're not watching, you need to be, because it's not only good, but it is making waves and it is putting the spotlight on Amazon. And that is a good thing. And that is The Boys. What you see here is a promotional photo for the Seven, the titular Justice League knockoff team for the show. And it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's 8 episodes well spent. And trust me, you will be very happy with how things played out. But let's talk about the success of the show, because that's why we're here. According to Digital Spy here, it says that the superhero series The Boys has officially become one of Amazon's most successful shows ever. Now, I'd like to talk about and criticize these kinds of headlines, right? I just did that with the Lion King. Oh, is it live action, photorealistic, animated remake, highest grossing, whatever. It's always finding a way to pat themselves on the back. But in regards to The Boys, I support it because it's something that's new and it's not something that you would expect this sort of thing to come out of Amazon. A lot of people, again, aren't talking about Amazon, and now they should be. So they say here, move over, Marvel. Netflix may have been the home for superhero TV shows, but Amazon is hot on its heels with the dark and gritty The Boys. The superhero series, created by Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and Eric Kripke, has become one of the most watched shows on Amazon Prime Video, and it's only been out for a couple of weeks. They dropped it at the tail end of July. They had a little bit of promotion coming out of Comic-Con. They screened the pilot for a bunch of people. The reviews were relatively positive, but people were talking. People were absolutely talking about The Boys. I ran into a woman last night, who was talking about getting home to finish up a show she wanted to see. We're in line to check out at a store. And I look at her, I'm like, oh, well, what show are you talking about? She's like, oh, The Boys. I'm on the finale. And I'm like, oh my God, that show was great. And we talked about it for a minute because we're hyped, because it's a good show. People like this show because it takes superheroes and it shows them in a different light. It gives them the dark, the gritty, the R-rated, the mature, and the side of superheroes that you would see in these kind of things if they were real. Not the kind of sugar-coated Marvel approach or the dark and gritty, albeit sometimes tonally off, DCEU. This show absolutely exists in its own universe, sets its own rules, and absolutely plays by them too. It's very well made. So, according to Jennifer Sulke, the head of Amazon Studios, she announced on Friday that we're thrilled that The Boys has surpassed our predictions for viewing in its first 2 weeks and has become one of our most watched Amazon original series by our Prime Video customers. This creates great momentum and excitement for us as we get ready for season 2, which they did announce season 2 before season 1. And oftentimes when they announce season 2 before the first season comes out, that's kind of a preemptive way to build trust with the audience, so to speak. It's oh no, we believe in the show enough to warrant a season 2, which then gets people to lower their guard enough to maybe come in to watch something. And this is something they've been working on. Now, the show, again, is based off of the popular comic book by Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson, which sees regular people standing up to the terror of superheroes who go bad. And yeah, that's a summarization. There's a lot more gray area there. There's a lot more nuance there. And again, the show handles it absolutely wonderfully. But coming over here to Forbes, they say here that The Boys is Amazon's highest rated original series ever on IMDb. Now, normally I would laugh at a headline like this because who cares about IMDb? Really? You go there to play movie trivia and to look to see how old your favorite actress is. Like, oh, she's older than I thought. Well, I'll be. Or, oh, wow, I didn't know they were in that movie. Wow, that's amazing. But also IMDb is owned by Amazon. which is a good sign for having this be a show that has enough legs to carry it on for a couple seasons. Saying here that The Boys continues to be shaping up to be the kind of breakout hit that Amazon Prime Video is looking for in the face of increased competition. The graphic superhero adaptation has struck a chord with audiences and critics alike, and the former can actually be measured up pretty readily. As it currently stands, The Boys has an 8.9 out of 10 on IMDb. This makes it the 36th highest rated TV series in television history on the site, but perhaps more importantly, it's both Amazon's highest rated series and the highest rated superhero show on TV, including all the Marvel and DC Universe series. Here's the deal with that, though. That's not that hard to do. Without there being any more of the Marvel Netflix shows, the bar is not there. I'm sorry. As much as you may want to look at the Arrowverse type shows and say those are as good, they're not. They were never as good as the Marvel stuff because they're bound to network television. But this is not bound to network television. This is bound to streaming, which allows them to get away with so much. So damn much, and it's fantastic. But to look here just at the comparisons, The Boys is at 8.9, The Marvelous Miss Maisel 8.7, Grand Tour 8.7, Fleabag 8.6, Bosch 8.4, The Expanse 8.5, but the new Amazon era shows haven't aired yet. Patriot 8.3, Good Omens 8.3, Jack Ryan 8.2, Man in High Castle 8.1. And there are good shows on here. Even though I made the joke earlier about Amazon, not a lot of people knowing what Amazon has on there. They have good content. They just don't promote it. Word of mouth and people actually talking about The Boys is what's helping. It's one of the reasons why I've said Netflix, when they've come under fire for how they handle some of these shows getting canceled, is because they're not working with people who actively like the product, who actively talk about the product, and who have to actively, I don't want to use the word, but shill the product. And those are the people you want to work with because they're the ones building the audiences on social media. Whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever, they're the ones that are the boots on the ground, and they're the ones you should be paying attention to. I give credit to the Orville because the Orville does that pretty damn well. So anyway, coming over here to just Rotten Tomatoes to give you guys an idea of where it stands over here, because this is not IMDb, this isn't Amazon owned. And who knows, it could be, because it's Amazon owned, it could be manufactured. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of videos out there suggesting inflated ratings. Oh, an Amazon show is loved on an Amazon website. Pinkies to side of mouth sort of situation. But anyway, coming over here to The Boys season 1, we see here that though viewers' mileage may vary, The Boys' violent delights and willingness to engage in heavy relevant themes are sure to please those looking for a new group of anti-heroes to root for. 81% tomato meter out of 75 critics with a certified fresh rating, and an audience score of 94% only based off of 1,359 people. Now, that's a small number. Those are both small numbers, but at the same time, those are pretty good, especially the critics. The critics there is definitely pretty solid. That's something that they're going to look at and go, this is good. This is what people are wanting to see. And as more and more people talk about it, as more and more videos get made discussing the breakdowns of the season, my biggest concern is the binging aspect of it. To be fair, I went through all 8 episodes in the first couple days. So if a lot of other people, in some aspects, binging helps get the word out there, as the excitement for wanting to talk about it with other people propels you to sit down and go through it a lot faster. But I'm kind of at a point now where I feel like the weekly episodic release is actually probably for the best. However, your mileage may vary. We can always have those discussions later. But I do want to hear your thoughts about this. Do you think the show is great? Do you think the show is terrible? Is it somewhere in the middle? Where do you stand? I want to hear about it. And especially, come on down tonight if you're bored. Hollywood After Dark podcast, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on this channel. I'll be talking about this and the other videos from today, as well as other news stories. And I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions. We can chat about it, and you can call in and give me a mouthful or an earful, whatever you want to say. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out.